Hi, I'm Robert Tolpe, and today I'm talking about Wii Fit, a fun video game that weighs children in front of their friends and family to determine how fat they've gotten. If that sounds like a game that could cause issues, you may be correct. Though I have fond memories of playing the game, many people have traumatic memories of stepping on the Wii Fit board and being almost fat shamed. The game's BMI and balance focused conception of overall health really undermined not only its entertainment value, but also its effectiveness as a tool to encourage healthy habits in children as well as adults. Though Wii Fit was a commercially successful game, did it actually make anyone fit? Or is its legacy that of bullying overweight people without offering them any real solutions to the potential health problems they were facing? Wii Fit truly cemented itself into the cultural conscience, selling tens of millions of copies worldwide. But it started out as a humble project at Nintendo, conceptualized by then neophyte director Hiroshi Matsunaga. In an official Nintendo interview, he described his desire to create a health-focused game, but had no idea where to start, even after searching through piles of books and internet material. Initially, he envisioned a dieting game, one where users could track their calories and weight using a Nintendo DS, but the DS experiment soon transformed into a concept for a Wii game, one that involved some kind of new peripheral, a scale of some sort. The scale idea, however, was kind of half-baked. When Matsunaga's team approached a manufacturer about creating a line of, quote, something like bathroom scales that could be plugged into a TV, the idea was received with confusion. What would be the point of simply displaying your weight on a screen? The Wii Fit team had to come up with another thing the peripheral could do to make it actually interesting. The missing balance measuring component of the device was contributed by Tadashi Sugiyama, who took inspiration from a traditional Japanese therapy method that involves the use of two scales to maintain good posture. This measure of one's balance could be easily implemented by adding more weight sensors into what became the Wii Fit board. Oh, time to remind my viewers that for the price of a cup of coffee a month, you could support me on Patreon. I want to make YouTube my full-time job so I can produce content regularly for all of you wonderful people, and even if only a few of you tossed in a few coins into my coffers, you could make that happen, and I'd be forever grateful. But anyways, the final Wii Fit game, a product of tedious research and design work, became a surprise blockbuster, and the team behind it never imagined how much people would enjoy playing it. But for many people, the fun of participating in the cute little balance and cardio activities included with the game was offset by the fear of stepping on the scale. The game kept meticulous records of your center of balance, weight, and BMI. Every family game night, you'd have to undergo a body test, stepping on the balance board per the instructions of the cute animated version of it on the screen. After calculating your center of balance, you'd step on again for a weigh-in. Your weight would be displayed for all to see, and the little animated board would shout out whether you're underweight, normal, overweight, or obese. For added entertainment value, your Mii character would either swell up in size or deflate itself like a balloon accordingly, and act disappointed if you were outside the normal category. Clearly realizing that this activity would be almost cruel to overweight children, the game designers changed the obese category to overweight for people under 18 years old. But perhaps they should have abandoned the weighing activity entirely? Though using BMI as a metric of progress in an exercise video game may suit some people's needs, for others who just want to have fun and move their body a little without counting how many calories they're burning and how much weight they're losing, this process of body testing is just a moment of torment and an otherwise pleasant gaming experience. In addition to this process being potentially torturous, the body testing process doesn't feel very scientifically informed. Rather, it feels as if the makers of the game crafted their metrics of peak health, namely BMI and balance, around what would be easy to measure with a mass-produced device, as opposed to what would actually signify that someone is healthy. For starters, BMI is an incredibly crude metric derived from the simple formula of kilograms divided by height squared. It doesn't take into account your body fat percentage, musculature, bone mass, or literally any other body measurement besides your height and weight. Because individual bodies vary greatly, BMI often fares poorly when used to measure the health of a given person. Yes, those with high BMIs are, on average, at an increased risk of adverse health consequences, but it's hard to take an average correlation from studies of thousands of people and apply it to one person. While it may be obvious that someone with a BMI of 93 is probably on death's doorstep, the overall health of someone with a BMI of 26 is a lot harder to assume from a single number. Wii Fit, of course, doesn't just track BMI. It measures how well you can maintain your center of balance as part of calculating your overall health. But again, it seems like this measure was chosen because it's something the hardware can calculate, and not because of its tremendous significance as a metric of health. My perspective on this is, of course, clouded by Western ideas of health, which don't really emphasize balance despite the fact that it's important to wellness. It's certainly an integral part of the game, which includes yoga and many other balance activities that, in my opinion, really shine in Wii Fit. Perhaps I enjoyed them so much because they weren't so focused on weight loss. Unlike the balance activities, Wii Fit's cardio exercises focus solely on the number of calories you burned in a session. You set a goal weight for yourself, and the game tells you how many calories you need to burn every day to meet it. The way that the game is set up implies that the path to losing weight is playing Wii Fit, but that idea is deeply flawed. Your caloric intake is often more important to keep an eye on than how many calories you burn in a day, as burning calories is a lot harder than simply reducing how many calories you consume. As many assholes have said, not eating a 1,000 calorie Big Mac is significantly less difficult than running the 10 or so miles that it would take to burn off those calories. Of course, it's not that simple. Your hormones and mental state can be far more powerful than any degree of willpower that you may possess, and screaming at fat people to just eat less is not productive nor informative. Speaking from the perspective of someone who's overweight, I know exactly why I'm fat, and if it were that easy to just lose weight, wouldn't you think I'd have lost it already? Weight loss is an incredibly complex thing to orchestrate for many people, especially those like me who take medications that have the fun side effect of making you ravenous. Hopping on a balance board and going for a stationary run down a CGI path is not going to fix a bad diet or underlying health issues. And Nintendo probably knew that, but went with the exercise shtick because it was a great deal easier for Wii Fit to play the role of a personal trainer instead of a doctor. But just as there isn't a one-size-fits-all solution to diet, there's no exercise regimen that's perfect for everyone. Though modern exercise is highly beneficial to your average person, for some people with certain mental health conditions, it can be extremely harmful to frame exercise as a tool to lose weight, and losing weight itself can be dangerous for people who are already underweight. Though Matsunaga's mission to develop a way to help get families exercising together was a noble one, his initial idea of creating a calorie counting app that tracked your weight tainted what would otherwise be a stellar game. The balance board's limited capabilities made the game ill-equipped to evaluate a given person's overall health, yet the game still centered itself around burning calories to meet a goal weight. Wii Fit's contribution to the world of exercise gaming is unrivaled, but in my opinion, its iconic status was marred by its adoption of philosophies more associated with toxic diet culture than family entertainment. Anyways, I'm Robert Tolpe, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out my Patreon, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I hope you have a good week. Bye-bye!